Scripps is a company with a rich history and a wide reach, informing and entertaining a growing network of households and communities. No matter how far we go as an organization, we never lose sight of our mission or our dedication to what matters most: the way we work, the way we succeed, and the way we treat others. Our values bring this to life and are the foundation of our code of conduct. As the company has evolved, we've refreshed our values to better reflect what it means to be an employee at Scripps, being committed to courage, compassion, curiosity, and community. The Scripps Code of Conduct helps ensure that every Scripps employee upholds our mission and our values. It serves as a guide to help you navigate common ethical situations, choose what's right, or find someone at Scripps who can help. The Code of Conduct is organized around our 4 core values. It is interactive with simplified navigation, links to company policies and other resources, and features like question and answer and highlight boxes to help you easily understand key elements and who to go to if you have questions. During the training, we'll highlight some scenarios, one for each of our core values, where the Code of Conduct can help guide you to make the right decision. The first is around courage and relates to conflicts of interest and our gifts and entertainment policy. An investigative reporter and IT technician are attending a conference to learn about the latest technology available to help news organizations gather the news. During the conference, a vendor takes the IT technician to lunch, where the vendor pays for lunch and gives her 2 tickets to see Michael Bolton at a yacht rock concert. The tickets are valued at $175 each. During the same conference, the public relations officer for one of the technology companies takes the reporter to lunch and pays. The cost of the lunch is $74, including tip. Do the actions of the investigative reporter and the IT technician comply with the Code of Conduct and company policy? No. It's okay for the IT technician to accept the free lunch. However, the cost of the tickets exceeds the gift value limit of $250 in the company gifts and entertainment policy, and the IT technician should have declined the tickets. As a journalist, the investigative reporter has a heightened obligation under the Code of Conduct, the Journalism Ethics Guidelines, and the Gifts and Entertainment Policy, and should not have accepted the free lunch. Our next value is compassion and relates to the role of respect in the Code of Conduct. An editor is working in the newsroom when he overhears a reporter and producer laughing nearby. The editor notices they're making inappropriate comments and jokes. They're mocking a coworker who is hearing impaired and does not hear or see the jokes. Since the situation does not involve the editor, he decides to put his headphones on to drown out the laughter and jokes and proceeds with his work. Do the actions of the reporter and the producer comply with the Code of Conduct? No. Scripps employees deserve a respectful place to work, so we promote a culture where everyone is welcomed, included, and treated fairly. Maintaining a respectful workplace is required of all employees at Scripps. The reporter and producer's behavior of joking and mocking their coworker is disrespectful and does not comply with our Code of Conduct. Additionally, the editor who overheard or witnessed the situation also has an opportunity to display our values of courage and compassion. Coworkers play an important role in helping Scripps create and maintain a respectful work environment. As a bystander, the editor could have used one of several communication techniques to help, such as interrupting the behavior by saying, "Hey, that's not appropriate," by addressing the behavior with the reporter and/or producer after the fact, by telling them that the situation made the editor feel uncomfortable, or by reporting the inappropriate behavior. When managers become aware of conduct that may violate the code, they are obligated to take the appropriate actions to address the workplace concerns and inappropriate behaviors. Our third value is curiosity, and this scenario relates to social media. A studio production assistant at Scripps Networks tweets out her frustration with the decision by a major syndicator to stop running a popular syndicated show on our networks. calling the decision ignorant and stating that the decision may cost Scripps millions in ad revenue. A reporter who's a big fan of the canceled show retweets the statement and posts a copy on his Facebook account. Have the studio production assistant and reporter violated the code and the Scripps social media policy? In this instance, yes. All employees must use social media responsibly and professionally. Never post anything that's offensive, harassing, or discriminatory. Don't post anything about company customers, business partners, or colleagues without their permission, and do not reveal confidential information. Here, the original post is not professional. It is about a business partner and may reveal confidential advertising information. The reporter's retweet may also be a violation regardless of whether he just retweets or adds his own commentary that shows a bias or is critical of the business partner. Our final value is community, and this scenario concerns political involvement. Climate change has inspired a group of local activists to place an issue on the ballot requiring all residents to stop watering their lawns. A station reporter, whose hobby includes selling rare plants that require lots of water, joins a group that is opposing the ballot measure. The reporter puts a sign in his yard, hands out flyers at a weekend flea market, donates $250 to the group, and retweets a campaign advertisement. On election day, he casts his ballot opposing the issue. Has the reporter complied with the code and the company's political involvement policy? No. Scripps encourages all employees to be engaged in the political process by voting and staying informed. Journalists, however, must not take any action that jeopardizes the company's independence in its news coverage. This means Scripps journalists and others who work in the newsroom, those involved in news decisions or policies, department heads, and business unit or company executives must adhere to a more restrictive standard than other employees. They cannot participate in fundraising, advocacy, or other activities designed to enhance or advocate for a candidate or a political issue. Voting is clearly permitted under the code, regardless of which side one chooses. However, the other activities the reporter engaged in do violate the political involvement policy, as well as other policies such as the social media policy. The ethical issues you confront on the job may not always be clear. While the code may not give you the answer to your concern, it can help you spot potential problems and guide you towards the appropriate action. If you have any questions, please reach out to your human resources business partner or the chief ethics officer. You also have options to report concerns anonymously, either through the Scripps ethics line or our third-party vendor, Ethics Point. But if you're comfortable, your manager, human resources business partner, or the chief ethics officer are all available and ready to help ensure that the concerns you have about the way we do business are properly addressed. At Scripps, we believe in open communication and supporting anyone who has a concern. Scripps does not tolerate retaliation against anyone who shares a concern in good faith, assists in an investigation, or refuses to do something that violates our code or policies. Now that you've reviewed the Code of Conduct training, it's your responsibility to read the Code of Conduct and acknowledge it electronically. If you have any questions about the code, please click on the resources link at the top bar of the code.